Two. What's going on, everybody? Great Minds Alliance back here. But really, this is for the beginning of something that's very special. I'm your host, Rashad Eves, and I have the fortune of talking to two of my brothers. That's right, Dose. It's funny, Doja is one. So we got Mr. Doja that we're getting ready to talk to soon. And then, of course, but before we talk to Doja, let me talk to my brother who I've known the longest in my life, and now musical life. My brother, Joe T, the producer. What's up, baby?
What's up now? How y'all doing?
How you doing, man?
Can't complain.
Man, you look like you done shaved a couple years off, man. You looking all younger and stuff. Shoot. I love that top hat.
It's shaving. All it is shaving. That's it.
It's just a shave. Well, man, I'm glad that you're looking good because we got something major that's getting ready to drop, on the branch. And, more than half of all of this really has to do a lot with your genius, man. Are you getting excited for May 30th? You know what's coming May 30th, right?
Oh yeah. I'm really excited. I can't wait to see how people receive it.
Yes. Well, you, in my opinion, produced a masterpiece. All right. And so while I want to give you praises, I got to admit to you before we even get started that I'm a little pissed at you because you also did my whole album, Professor Prismatic. And when I heard this, I was like, he's fired, right? He's fired. I can't believe he did this. He held out.
I know we ain't got jealousy rearing its ugly head.
Oh, snap, not Doja. Oh, wait, come on, Doja. You, man, I wasn't jealous. I wasn't talking behind your back. I was just letting them know, man, that he gave some fire. Wait, hey, you the star of the show. What's up, Doja? You just jumped in, man. What's going on, Mr. Doja?
What up? What's up, Joe?
See, Mr. Doja gave my beats life. Somebody's got to spit on him, so that's what he did.
Okay, that's a good saying. That don't make me like you anymore, but that's a good saying. That's a good saying. Yeah. Man, Doja, how you doing, man? You looking good, man. Looking healthy. What's up with you, baby? How you doing?
I'm good, man. Out here, just trying to keep my sanity in this quarantine times. You know what I'm saying? Just making my pen and paper do what it do. Feel me? So.
I feel you, man, and I pray that y'all doing good. Y'all both look healthy, looking good. I didn't even check with that on you, Joe T. You doing right in this quarantine time?
Oh man, look, it's kind of different for me because I still got to go to work.
So you essential.
I work too, bro.
Yep.
Wow.
And it looks like though the streets being essential, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Wow. I don't know why. Be essential, but they told me to come in anyway, so.
Wow. Okay. Well, my brother, y'all know, all kidding aside just for a quick minute, y'all always in my prayers and my thoughts, seriously. And thanks for telling me that, Joe T. I pray for your safety every day, and I already do, but I didn't know that. So not to know that, I'm glad that I wasn't doing that in vain. You and your, you and your wife and your seed, man, y'all take care out there on the West. You too, Doja. You also have a big family too, man. All right. Well, look, I'm not gonna take us down all the sad quarantine memory lane because I got something to look forward to in the midst of quarantine and being safe. As the young people say, OMG. OMG. It ain't my time. I'm just along for the ride, I guess, right now. Doja, tell us something, man. Your record getting ready to drop, man. Give us some words. Just give your thoughts, man. Just tell us something.
Well, my biggest concern in all this was, the whole age thing or whatever. But then I look at rock and roll, R&B, the blues, this and the other, and these cats is 60, 70, 80 years old still doing their thing. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, man.
And the cold part about the whole situation is that you got cats like me that's been trying to get on since they were 19, 20 years old. Opportunity never came to them, so they just gave up. You know what I'm saying? I was in that boat at one time or whatever, but shout out to my boy Moto House. He gave me the opportunity to get back in the game back in the early 2000s, and I just kept grinding ever since. So you know, and then, you know, Doc blessed me with the opportunity to actually, you know, follow up on my dream. And, you know, and Joe T blessed me with tracks, and the track spoke to me, and I just wrote down what the track made me feel. So that's how we got this. And then OMG in layman's terms is, oh my God, oh my goodness. But on mine, it's oh my grind. So, you know, and it is my grind, man. I wasn't supposed to do it back then. I'm supposed to be doing it right now. So here we go.
My God. Okay. Well, then, thank you for clearing that up, because I was going to ask you to tell us what does OMG stand for. And so, for those who are watching, now we know, On My Grind. And what I'd like to ask you all, if we could do, is we will play the first, well, it's a 14-track album. It's a 14-track record. Doja, what else should we know before we hit play? Because this is a listening party, and I kind of think it's a surprise for everybody, including Joe T. Is there anything in particular that we should know, because we're about to hit play, get this thing started?
Well, the biggest thing on this album to me, besides some of the stories that I tell in the album, is the fact that I was graced and blessed with the intro and outro by my brother Doc Eves right here. So being a man of your talent and a man of your experience in this game, and being further along in it than I've been, you know what I'm saying, I appreciate you, and I'm honored to even have your vocals on my album, bro. So thank you.
Yes, sir. Well, it was an honor to be asked, because I'm telling you, this is I finally got my Illmatic, finally, and it's on. I finally got my perfect, I feel like, death certificate. I finally got mine listening to this record. So, bro, I'm for real, man. This I can listen to this back and forward, mixed up. I don't even care. So we about to hit play. Y'all ready?
Go.
Let's go. Whoa. Chilling in Raleigh. Now on and we knew that we needed to make a change. We jumped in the ride, hopped on our 40, rode all the way across the United States of America. Landed in California. And we ended up going to this beautiful place called Linwood. We met my brother, Mista Doesha. And what we said to him was, hey man, we heard you got something to say. So why don't you just sit here with us? But you know, during this time, you know, he had some legit concerns. We're talking about like age, you know, life phase. And we say, hey, King, it's all good. We push culture and push and support each other. So come along with us. Then we talked about cursing for a minute. Like, hey man, we're not playing cut. Just clean. So, it's time for y'all to hear OMG. Listen to the beat. Doja. Forget. First track.
Yeah, see, man.
That was tight right there.
Just them words itself, man, just had me just cheesing ear to ear. When I first heard it, I was like, this dude right here, man.
It's funny how you just introduced your record, my brother, and then that's what I was saying on the intro. Talk about a crazy segue where it's like, okay. Like you just kind of, it's like you just opened up about that, and I'm glad that it worked out. And let me ask Joe T, because you know, it's a different producer on that, you know, on that track. You know, one of sound off, so she's another one of our family members. You know, you know, but because we're about to hear all of the classic material, you know, but what did you think, Joe?
Fabulous, actually. I enjoyed
Okay.
it. I thoroughly enjoyed
Okay.
it.
My man. Okay. Well, I am not the important one for this record. So what we're about to do is now it's time for y'all to hear how perfect this song actually goes into the rest of it and start all my favorite tracks for 2020. Here we go. Yes.
I spit bars like a beaten metal all day. Try to test my stamina, it's gonna be a long day. Ripped from a cloth that no others ever felt. Killing mumble raps, another notch in the belt. Doja from the wood, in my hand, not the ankle. By the end of my song, bitch, I all sing it chico. Fellow, got that flow, need a man, 100 grand. Steady flexing muscle with a strong hand. You can call me yellow, but your girl will call me daddy. On the block, they call me Mr. in the all-white cat. Ain't us on them hydros, honey, nothing less. Got it right low, like an old woman's breath. Not to disrespect the cool shit, my mamas love me. Always count my money like a pimp named Zoe. Every week of perms, smooth like silk. Older than a newborn, nursing on the milk. Puffing on the stogie, looking rough, need a shade. Headed to the OC, see the homie Ray. Taps on my arm by my homeboy's thumb. Drinking on the Christian brothers till I get numb. Homie on the speed dial, Richie come school. Pulled up in a 67 Chevrolet coupe. Riding through these Cali streets, whole head thump. Ain't no hood for this one, let the beat bump.
Yes. So this fine, baby.
Hey,
T, Joe.
hey, we can blame this all on Joe T.
Man,
I gladly accept.
let me hit pause on that. I just it's still like 10 seconds left. So we can go to the next classic. I got to say this. That's the first time I've heard a song called No Hook, that literally first was exactly what the damn song's supposed to be. With no hook. And you ended it perfect and gave us at least a minute of track to just, you know. So I got a question. First, my question is because it's for both of you. Doja, why did you make a song, and why is the first song basically no hook? You know, and I hope that's not too simple, but for real, like, why would you make that your first song? And then Joe T, why was it that beat that you gave him? You know, like, what was it, you know, because even the way he said, let the beat bump, and then it just drops again. So first of those.
Who are you yelling at? Better chill out.
Well, the reason why the song is no hook is because, like I said, the reason why I blame Joe T is because the beats that I've heard from Joe T, all of them speak to me differently. Okay. So the intention for that song, because that song was supposed to be a whole song initially. That was my goal. But what ended up happening is once I dropped the first verse and I started writing it, because it started out, I wrote like 8 bars. And then I had to do something. I came back to it. When I came back to it, I was like, you know, I'm listening to the beat or whatever. I was like, yeah, this ain't no, you know, what kind of hook can you add to this to make this song different than what it is? And I was like, I don't want it to be any different. I want you to get exactly what I'm giving to you. I'm giving it to you raw. I'm saying what I'm saying. And plus, it's, you know, I'm flexing my muscle on that. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty much putting like, I can spit. So, you know what I'm saying? It's just, let me give you a little taste of what you got to look forward to once you hear the rest of the album. So that was the purpose of it. And that's the reason why I put it where I put it in the album too.
My God. Okay, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, mister. Okay, all right. No abuse on this one, no, but I'm just saying. Okay, now T, what was it about, like that? Because, like I said, I already established that I'm jealous because I didn't get, like this beat. We'll deal with that next time I'm in California, brother.
Well, hey, I don't know if you're gonna like this answer, then, because I mean, that beat was one of a couple of them. See, when I do my beats that I know that I'm gonna end up giving a Doja, I give them in groups of 2 or 3 at a time, and that was one of such beats that I gave him in that particular instance.
That was a group of 5, actually. That one came out of group of 5.
See, that's
all of them, all 5 are on the album. So
yeah, so yeah, that was just one of them. And I mean, I just tell them, hey, look, here's this. Let's see what you can do with it. And when we get to the studio, I'm pleasantly surprised by what he does with it.
But wait a minute, but based on what you just said, at least to me, in a way, it's like I remember when you and me first, started, building together. You made music at first, like out of your interest. Then I noticed that you started making things with me in mind.
Right.
How did you do that with him in mind like that? Because this sounds nothing like Alakara Bamalana. This sounds nothing, what I'm saying, like hip hop forestry. What? I just want to say that, and then we'll go to the next song. I just, I'm sorry, Doja, because we got a producer on here, two masterminds. I'm just like digging into both of y'all minds on this one.
Hey, this is me and Joe Baby, man. We got to co-parent this one.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
okay. Okay.
I mean,
so what's up, Joe?
Well, see, with the beats that I make, I mean, you have a certain voice. Rashad Ease has a certain voice. Rashad Ease has a certain when you go on a track, you have a certain presence about you, and so I would make tracks with that in mind. One of the ones that I gave you a couple of days ago, as soon as I made it, I knew that was you all day. Since I've been working with him, and I've been working with Mista Doesha the better part of a year and a half.
Yeah.
Whether it's my drum machine or whatever, when I go to work on a beat, I can hear him, particularly if it's bass heavy. If yeah.
I love my bass, boy.
If my I pick something, then yeah, I know 9 times out of 10 he's gonna like it.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's just some of my thought processes when I go to make these beats for him in particular.
Now, I want to say I'm proud of you though, man, because it seems like your process has evolved, and the other superstars talking, I will shut up. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's all good. What I was gonna say is the next song we listen to is the first song that track that Joe T made for me. It was the very first track he made for me. It was my first single. So this is the reason why we have the bass that we have in most of these songs. This one, I had to ask him to turn the bass down some because my speakers in my car couldn't handle it.
Yep.
When he sent me the beat, so we had to adjust that in order. Even in the studio, we had to adjust it because it was like everybody looking at each other like this hit hard, but all we hit the bass, so we had to make sure, But yeah, you'll see what I'm talking about.
We about to play this next song, but I want to say this to you, Doja. Something just hit me as you were talking. I had to ask T to do the same thing in my song, Your Turn, off of Professor Prismatic. You remember that, Joe?
Yeah.
I had to ask him to do the same thing. That we put a live bass on that one. So, but it was easy because Joe had done so much of a great blueprint. And this next song is proof of that. So we're gonna go to the Doja's first. Well, I'm not gonna ruin it. Y'all gonna hear it, and then you know what I mean by Doja's first. Here we go. I want them to hear the end of that track. 4 seconds. 3, 2.
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. With the real hip hop. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Mista Doesha, won't you 3 old get in the house representing the show. They knew that it was trouble when I stepped in the door to the tip top. Your body gon' rock, don't stop as I hit you with this real hip hop. Old head in the house representing the show. They knew that it was trouble when I stepped in the door to the tip top. Your body gon' rock, don't stop as I hit you with this real hip hop. I'm in your own folk days, got the body. Came home and found that mobile rappers running this thing. Twitter beat the record stack, was like on nowadays. I remember the beginning, yeah, the start of the game. Went from battle rap to backers rap to today's age appeal. Rappers changed their religion for a funky ass feel back then. It was all about the style and finesse. Nowadays, platinum rappers wearing bulletproof vests, packing max in their backpacks, acting real dumb. Lord, what I wouldn't give to do a show without a gun. Pop, lock, and roller skating was the shit in my day. Now they popping shots of skating on them 20-inch blades. Cadillacs and Impalas on dance was a thing. Nowadays, throwing whips with the fake booty days. Mista Doja got the heat. Joe T's on the track. Doc Ease is a beast player. Please like that. Oh, in the house. In the show. They knew it was trouble when I stepped in the door to the tip top. Your body gon' rock, don't stop as I hit you with this real hip hop. Old head in the house representing the show. They knew that it was trouble when I stepped in the door to the tip top. Your body gon' rock, don't stop as I hit you with this real hip hop. My daddy, but I'm Cali, on the A, Alabama, now either way, I'm southern phrase. You can hate it, you can love it, but respect either way. I don't play around with children, you understand? Yo, lame, matter of fact, I'm an old head. I love you when you're old head, bitch. Got the dreads, Mista Doja, rock the ball head, cool bitch. Throwing feather down to the socks. With a real game on old head, don't stop. One, two, for the best, KRS, Ricky D, Biz One, Dougie Fresh, Run D, MC. Lady loves Cool J, heavy hook for show. But the love for the art came from Curtis Blow. There's a difference from a rapper and a real MC. Paying homage to the old heads that came before me. East Coast made it happen, West Coast made it bang. Down south, keep it pimping, throw some D's on that thing. Old head in the house, representing the show. They knew that it was trouble when I stepped in the door to the tick tock. Your body gon' rock, don't stop as I hit you with this real hip hop. Old head in the house, representing the show. They knew that it was trouble when I stepped in the door to the tick tock. Your body gon' rock, don't stop as I hit you with this real hip hop. Old head in the house, representing the show. They knew that it was trouble when I stepped in the door to the tick tock. Your body gon' rock, don't stop as I hit you with this real hip hop. Old head in the house, representing the show. They knew that it was trouble when I stepped in the door to the tick tock. Your body gon' rock, don't stop as I hit you with this real hip hop.
And shout out to Taylor Made, man. That dude, our engineer, to master this joker, man.
Taylor Made.
Taylor Made.
Go check him out. Y'all go check him out. Yeah.
Bro,
Best
come on, man. That's the first single, Mista Doja, produced by Joe T, the producer. Old head. What's the inspiration behind that, though?
To be honest with you, it was a remake of a song I did with my boy Moto House back in the day. It was, my reintroduction to the game. But I updated it to the nowadays, I should say. And I just, we discussed before I have a disdain for mumble rappers. So, just like I say in the first verse, it just explains how much the game has changed. Now, mumble rap has its place in music. It's for that, that generation, that audience or whatnot or whatever. So I'm not knocking them. Just me personally, like, I don't listen to Meatloaf, the rock star or country singer Meatloaf. So I don't have a problem with that, but that's not in my face all day, every day. So I wouldn't make a song mentioning that. But at the same time, it has its place, it has its audience, it is what it is. But I just know that the industry is oversaturated with the same type of rap. It's not even hip hop to me. It's rap, But that's a whole different conversation for a whole nother time. But this is my reintroduction to the game. It's just letting y'all know that I'm back. Like Kane would say, I'm back. So, I've been doing this for a long time. Like I said in the beginning, I've been gone for a minute, stepped up out of the game, came home, and this is what we got going on. So let me let y'all know the real hip hop is still alive and well, even though we still do got actual hip hop artists, youngsters that do you know, hip hop, and they do actually focus on their lyrics and their flow and stuff like that. That's still there, but you know, it's like the elephant in the room. Nobody really want to talk about. Cats started talking about it, but they kind of left it alone because people started, you know, oh, you know, why you hating and this and that. I'm not hating. Get your money, you know, get your money. It's just not my type of music. Hip hop is hip hop. So, you know, I have to say what I had to say and put it out like that. You know, people gonna take it the way they take it. So it is what it is.
That's it. Okay. All right. T, you got anything you want to say?
There's a tight song. The man, I mean, Doja blew it up. I couldn't be happier with it.
Okay. Okay. Well, then, thank you, sir. Well, then, do you want to introduce the next one, or shall we just play Mr. Doja? It's your call.
The next one is another self-explanatory, like No Hook was. It's me trying to figure out how to get a song to come together, and you can hear the process of me putting the song together, and then you know, you get 24. That's what it is.
My man. All right. Well, before I play, I just also want to say thank you for the shout out, man, and old head. You know, it really does touch my heart, like to hear Doc Eves, like I'm like, wow, you know, and to hear Mitch and stuff like that. So, you know, man, I definitely want to say good looking now because you really kind of promoting that spirit of the great minds alliance. And on that note, let's hear my next favorite song. So Old Head was my favorite after No Hook was my favorite. All right. And now let's see if this is gonna be my favorite.
Damn. Woo, this right here. Check this out. All right, let me see. Check. Cool, calm, collected cat. Mama taught me how to act. When in public, don't be showing out. Watch your mouth. Don't be cussing and discussing about them birds and the bees. Keep your mind in the books and your head out of them trees. Dirty birdies, they be chirping. I can hear them going there. Am I in the sunken place? Wrapped in a turtle race. Do I look like a disgrace to my generation? Chasing dreams. Do it for the underground and never for the mainstream. Yeah. I'm gonna use that. That's tight. All right. Man, should have recorded that piece. I can't use that, that's why. I do this right here. Check it. Seems that I'm atypical. Should have done this years ago. Hold the flow, bold to hold the torch, but of course I should be out on my porch in my rocking chair napping. Is this really my reality? Should I give up on rapping? No, I don't think so. My blows up on the charts. I'll be giving up on hip hop if I give up on my art. And I left it from the day I heard that old school hip hop classic rock to the planet rock. Yep, I'm a fanatic. Yeah. Oh, I'm like that. That's tight. See. Got it. Yeah. Check it. Now I'm lyrically versatile, can't explain my rhyme style. Slow flow or that double, give my competition trouble. When he 40, drop that bubble, I went mentally insane. Northern California got my new addiction to the game. Give me Tribe, give me Dana, give me Biggie, give me Pooh. I'll take Tupac, I'll take Snoop, give me Scarface, give me Q. I'll take every part of hip hop, you can keep that mumble rap. Only Titty, Tip, and GZ, I'm respecting all that trap. Yeah, that's like right there. I'm just gonna call this joint 24. Yes, hard, right? Let me go straight to that. Check. This is tight. I gotta go. Check. Cool, calm, collected cat. Mama taught me how to act. When in public, don't be showing out. Watch your mouth. Don't be cussing and discussing about the birds and the bees in your mind and the books.
Okay.
So yeah. And just to be clear,
Yes, please be
the
clear.
last part of that song where I said only Tip and Jeezy and respecting out that trap, that's because Tip is the originator of trap music.
That's
Jeezy
right.
is the one that helped blow up the trap music scene. And
That's
then
right.
2 Chainz, Titty Boy, ran with it. So that's the reason why I say what I said about that. So y'all can take it how people can take it how they want it. But ain't nothing against no D-boys, but I'm just saying that's that line right there.
Yep.
Well, I appreciate you clearing that up. You know, I'm also interested in how Joe T put that beat together. But but as I was listening, I ain't gonna lie, I love your flow. You know, and I love your flow and I love your voice. Because I'm gonna tell you who you sound like to me. You sound a mix between for me right now, and I hope that this doesn't insult you. You know what I'm about to say, Lord. I hope I get them. I hope you're on mine. But as I'm listening to you, what I hear is I hear KRS-One, David Banner, and Biggie Smalls. It's like I hear the teacher tone.
I haven't heard that one.
I hear a little bit of Schoolie D too. I think a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But I hear David Banner because your tone is so. To me, I'm just I love the West, but it's there's some Southern about how you sound. There's some.
I hear that a lot. I hear that a lot.
Okay, and then the other reason why I said I really should have said Cube, Ice Cube too, but I said Chris, and then I said Banner, but then I also thought that the reason I really think Ice Cube is because your storytelling skills. I'm in a story with you, like really. Okay, I'm with you. So, and then you made me think about Nas' Book of Rhymes, like as you were rapping because you were like, nah. Every time you paused after the 6th, I was like, oh, I get it, 24, got it. All right, I got it. Man, but why did you do that? What made you want to do the song that way? Because there is no hook yet again. But in my opinion, I feel like your voice is the hook because when you stop, so why'd you do that?
Well, it was actually written the way that it was recorded, with me taking pieces, writing, and then like, all right, I'm not gonna, I don't like where it's going. Starting to write something else, I don't like where it's going. Starting to write something, I don't like it. And then again, when Joe first started sending me beats, if it's like on the songs that I'm on with him, he already had a hook, he already had his first verse, and I just added my verse to it or whatnot. But like when he sent me Old Heads, I think he sent me that beat, the 24 beat, in the same group of music.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't really a pause in it. It was just a straight beat.
That's right.
So like we've discussed before, sometimes if I'm feeling a beat like that, I'll just start writing and pray that I don't have a break. And that's what happened with that song. It wasn't no break. It was just straight through the way it was. The breaks that you hear in it, the engineer put those breaks in there.
Yep.
Oh, okay,
Yep.
okay. So you were working with the man in the studio.
No pause, it wasn't no bridge, it was no hook, nothing. It was just a straight beat. And I believe that beat was 4 or 5 minutes long.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Something like that.
And I just started writing, and again, the original song that I had for this beat was completely different, but it's actually the last part of the song was what I used for this beat originally. It was like, so I was mixing and matching, and then I was like looking at stuff like, okay, so I started spinning, I was like, okay, and it was just like I did in the studio, which I told Joe when we got in there, I was like, just go with me and you'll see when I'm done why I did what I did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he did, because he never heard it before. So I was like, you'll see why I did what I did. So as I'm in the studio, I did my part and I stopped. But I told the engineer, I said, don't stop recording. Don't stop recording. Just keep recording. I said, I'm not going to go back and, if I mess up, that's, one thing, but just keep recording. So I did the first 8, and then I just did it exactly how I did it at home. I recorded exactly how it happened.
Yep.
So.
Well, okay, thank you for breaking that down. So, why that be, I just noticed the the transition, you know, old heads seem to have a lot of, you know, not noise like ambient, no, I mean like that. I mean, you know, it had a lot of life. It was very animated. No Hook had like these nice chords in there at the end, you know. But this one seemed like to be have a nice like horn or whatever, and the drum track, you know, seemed like this one was just a little bit more simple.
Yep.
Why?
Just like when Mista Doesha writes, I mean, that's just what I happen to be feeling that day. Some days when I do stuff, I mean, the beat will end up having 20-something tracks to it. Other days it may not be but 5. I mean, just the drum track and the bass line and maybe a couple other things to fill it out.
And you knew that one was done, like when you sent it to him?
Yeah. When I sent it to him, yeah, that one was pretty much done. I mean, and like you said, yeah, it's just straight through. The only thing I did was I would let the bass line play for so long, and then I would drop it out for so long. That's the only thing that altered it.
Okay.
When I heard that, I'm telling you, when I first heard that beat, I was like, I don't know what I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do with it. I was like, it's gonna be hard, but I don't know what to do with it. And then so I started, like I'm saying, writing. Like I said, the beats, if I feel it, and it makes me do or write certain things down, or makes a certain story pop in my head. And you'll see that like as we go on in the album, it makes certain sounds or certain lyrics pop in my head or whatnot. This one right here, it was like, I don't know what to do with it. You know what I'm saying? So I started trying to, okay, let me see if I have something that'll go with it. And I ended up finding 3 different songs I was working on for different beats that I ended up just putting together and making this one.
Okay.
And you did good with it too.
Yeah, I appreciate it. So this was just, and you know what it reminded me of is from the 5 Heartbeats when Robert Towns in there singing with his sister and he was handing her lyrics.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it came together. I'm listening to the beat and I did one part. I was like, damn, I'm going through my rhyme book. I'm like, oh crap, okay, let me see if this works. That's why you hear me saying, and the words that I use is almost verbatim what I was saying to myself as I'm trying to put the song together. Because on paper it's 24 bars on a piece of paper. But that's not how it came together. I ended up rewriting and taking these 8, putting on this sheet, and moving them all over. But that's not how it came together. And I didn't want to be in the studio with, you know, all this paper. Even though I ended up doing it that way because reading it straight through kind of messed me up. So I was like, I'm gonna have to actually bring the actual stuff I wrote and read it off the actual paper. That's why you hear all that paper wrestling. Because I was actually moving paper around. And, you know what I'm saying? That's how I came together. But I already knew what I was going to write before or say before I went to the studio, but that's how it came together.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for that breakdown. Well, that is my next favorite song so far. So, but I know this one coming up just takes me back to my childhood. Do you want to introduce it or shall I just hit play?
Man, just hit play, bro.
Coming hard like a samurai, cutting your throat. Hitting faster than a ninja with a gap in the straight coat. I'm funky as fuck, cause I stand through the stage and I represent gangster with a rap of a hit man. Cold dash the window with my fight like a parasite. I was whipping the right hook, knocking out pork slice, golden open suckers like a monster truck. If you swing at your head, your best bet is to duck. I can do this shit new, this my payback, some motherfucker. You say I'm soft? No, you meant the other brother. Call me a punk, then it's time for reaction. The dodo with the blodo is the main attraction. Someone your eyes shut, homie, you lucked up. You step to me tripping, so you have to get fucked up. You wanna disrespect, wanna show you got nuts. Go against the Doja, but can't stop the bum rush. Can't stop the bum rush. You can try, but can't stop the bum rush. So you say you want a battle, it's not the hardest to see. You think you won against the Doja, huh? Only your dream. I gave you to the stroke 12 and get the fuck out of town. I put my knuckles to your grill cause you was waiting around. I come off like a violin out of this I hurry to the battle, boom, there goes the stage. I told you once before, don't step in my way. You thought the dodo was a joke, oh no, I don't play. Rapping Cali from a city called NY Wood. You say you want a battle, yo, you wish you could. Handle business, I've been in this since the start of the game. Spitting vocals for my locals, just remember the name. Mr. Smoke Good, Toe Good, greener than your pines, blowing Dodie in the Chevy with the homies right behind us, never starting no crap, but causing a fuss. The Doja dominating all these haters, you can't stop the bum rush. You can't stop the bum rush. You can't stop the bum rush.
That's all.
You can't stop the bum rush.
Yo.
Yeah.
Yo, when that beat go boom, 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 and he just right there,
You see that?
You can't stop. First, the bum rush. I have not heard somebody appropriately use that term in actually decades.
Hey.
Two, that beat is fire, my G. Three, your flow, bruh. Yo. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Like I said,
I ain't coming at you. I'm just excited.
That song won me this in 1991.
Stop. Are you talking about wait a minute, you saying this is an old song?
That's an old song. That's the first song that told my older brother Jimmy, Bandit, rest in peace, that I could rap.
Wow.
I won a talent show in high school, my 11th grade year of high school with that song. The lyrics are different now, of course, because I updated it to nowadays, but that's the one song that I always wanted to get recorded. And Joe gave me that beat, and when I heard the beat, I automatically was like, light bulb went off. Was like, this is perfect. Because it's old school. That's an old school beat.
And that's also an older beat that I did. One of the first beats that I did when I got my drum machine.
You really?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. Like one other song that we hadn't gotten to yet is I made it right around the same time I made this one. So.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, that's an older beat. I'm glad somebody got around to using it, and I'm really glad that it was Mista Doesha that used it, because that's a West Coast beat.
Well, listen here, I'm gonna tell you something.
Go ahead.
This how you know it's hot. I wanted the song to keep going. Like, I was like, please tell me he got another verse. Like, please please tell me he got this. Even if you would have just recited the hook again. I love how Dodo got that flow. I mean, okay, so that's a dope ass saying. I'm glad.
That's my moniker right now, homie. That's it.
Yep.
Email and everything else.
And I love how Joe T, I gotta give you credit on this beat, man, because you made it 80 90 now. And I love, like, on the second verse, like when he come in and when the boom boom when it hit, I don't know why I noticed you made it last longer on that. Well, I was like, wait, it's still going. It was kind of like, oh snap, like, and then the do you switched it up a little bit the second time. I'm like,
some of that was Taylor chopping it up.
Yeah, that was mixing it.
Oh snap.
Yeah. So that's why I said, man, we work all three of us, man. When we get in there together, it's dangerous.
Okay, got you. Okay, all right.
Yeah, the way Taylor chopped that up like that, and in post production, that was he did.
That boy's a monster. He's a monster.
Yes. Wow. Man. Okay. Well, I love it. I love the song. Thank you. And then your flow, those is also 80, 90 now. It was the vibe of it's the vibe of the late 80s, 90s, but the flow was so 2020. But the tone was there. It was like to me, it's like I was there 91, right? Mm-hmm. But I was like, no, I ain't. I'm right here. You right here in 22. You know what I'm saying? It's like you were able to bring it. You were just able to mix it. I love it.
Like I said, the original song was written and rapped over Paris's "The Devil Made Me Do It."
The Devil Made Me Do It
has the same beats per minute as that song does. That's why it works so perfectly. That's why.
I mean, he had flows for basically the last 29 years. What he's saying, he just kind of want to rub that in. 29 years, last 29 years, he didn't have flow. Last 29 years.
I'm betting the game, man. I'm trying to tell these cats, man, I ain't no rookie. This just happened to be my first studio album. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
As we
But
say
I'm
in the
not
South,
good at
yes,
it.
sir.
I've been doing this.
Wow.
Been doing
Yeah.
it.
Man, I'm proud. I'm like, okay, this is my next favorite. Like, my goodness, wow, this is dope. Okay. All right. Well, okay, so we got the next song coming up. This is a deep one.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this one I'll talk about before we play it because
Okay.
again, this song was originally written, I want to say 07, 08.
Okay.
As you know, my older brother passed away in 94. When I got back in the game, my boy Moto was like, because we had already did like 4 or 5 tracks together. He was like, I got a question for you. You said, why are you still rapping or whatever? I was like, because this was my brother's dream, which became my dream. So if I'm fulfilling his dream in a nutshell, but so he was like, so why have you never written a song about your brother? And yeah, so I ended up writing it then. It's word for word, the same exact song, just with a different beat, a different flow, different cadence. But like I said, if it wasn't for Moto giving me the opportunity he gave me back in the early 2000s, mid 2000s, we wouldn't have this, have this going on right now.
Wow.
So, but in particularly, I asked Joe T. I told him this song is personal to me, and I need you to make me a beat for this song. And it took this man 2 months to create this beat what we got right here. And it was when I heard it, I damn near started crying, bro. Because he gave me exactly what I asked him for, and it came off exactly how I wanted to come off.
Wow.
So,
Yes, sir. Okay. All right. Well, I'll go ahead and hit play.
yes, sir.
This is dedication. Felt a tap on my shoulder, man, I'm tripping, could it be? I felt a tap on my shoulder, man, I'm tripping, could it be? I felt a tap on my shoulder, man, I'm tripping, could it be? I felt a tap on my shoulder, man, I'm tripping, could it be? Reminiscing about the days in the 80s, we would go out, side down the street, get the homies, get the ball out. You would be the QB, I would block the blitz. Brian T and Brian Brass trying hard to stop us, kid. I was short and kind of chubby, you was tall with a bird chest. Dirty dozen duo causing ruckus with our friends, we hit the gate. After high school, it's time to grab the mix. Hey, the master was the master ball player back then. There was Sean Lasix, fastest young brother on the block. Shed tears reminiscing of us playing on the block. You had all the girlies open and I didn't have a chance. First Alicia, then Keisha, years later to Pam. I learned my game from the boss, a little player taking notes. Didn't buy the hand-me-downs cause all you spoke was straight dope. Just to have an older brother, man, I'm lucky. I swear I couldn't think of my brother not being here. I felt a tap on my shoulder, man, I'm tripping. I felt a tap on my shoulder, man, I'm tripping. I felt a tap on my shoulder, man, I'm tripping. I felt a tap on my shoulder, man, I'm tripping. 94 was a strange year for me. Many situations moved along. Beach with Geo, twisted up situation. Me and Geo and Renita had a cool situation. Till the nigga did me dirty, ran off through my situation. I slid to mama's house before I heard this dude. He had a steak. Why he wanna stick his finger in my food? But I let him have that plate. I found some grub of my own. I called a bandit, told me damn shit, I thumped him in his dome. I ain't tripping though, I didn't need him. I had my older brother, wasn't simple little pimping mac and chickens with my brother. Had the older honeys calling me the overweight lover. Many sessions taught lessons brought to his younger brother. Started going to the lab, laying tracks on the beat. Made plans to see our sister just to kick up our feet. Got a call the day before, it made my heart straight drop. Homies telling me a story about my brother getting shot. Yeah, tears with my baby brother couldn't stay strong. Happy endings for the tears cause my best friend's gone. I felt the tap look back, nobody's in the room with me. I'm in denial for a long while, then it all hit me.
So yeah, Joe, I don't know if you remember, but when we was in the studio and I came out the booth, it was like everybody was looking at me, but it was like blank faces or whatever. I guess they didn't, expect what they got. But Taylor, the engineer, even said that he listened to the song. He ended up texting his brother, checking on his brother and stuff.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember because I remember him messing with his phone. Yep. Yeah.
And like I said, all that was genuine, man. I low key lost it in the booth and everything, man. It's just that it's so important for me to get that story out there and besides his kids, try to keep my brother's legacy going, man, especially in hip hop. That's why I said, I'm doing it for Jimmy, man. It was his dream first. And I just picked up the torch and now I'm running with it. Feel me? So
that's also why it took me as long as I did to make this beat, because I knew what it meant to you. And I wanted to make sure that I got it right, that I got it, the way you wanted it. And I'm glad I was able to do that for you.
I appreciate you, brother.
I'm pointing out to everybody, ladies and gentlemen, I'm pointing at Jimmy right here, who's also in the logo on the thing, Chris Johnson. So to the right of me, you can see him. So, we love you, Jimmy. Rest in power, and thank you, Doja. That was an amazing song. That was your second single too, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, right. Second video, I didn't really do a single for it, but yeah.
Second video. Gotcha. Sorry about that. Second video. Okay. All right. Well, we appreciate you, man. Thank you for your courage, man, and sharing that with us. Is definitely a blessing. So we'll go to the next one. Want to hit play on this one or what?
Well, this one is another song that was personal to me, and the reason why I wrote it initially. Well, the reason why I came out with it was because Joe sent me this beat. Originally, the song that it's called Online. Me and my wife met online. So it's a song dedicated to her. But the original version of the song, the two original versions of the song, was to a different beat that Joe gave me. Mm-hmm. Then I had a beat from Mike, another producer, did one, but they turned it to like an R&B song. It wasn't what it was supposed to be, even though it was a nice song. But when I heard this beat, I was like, I'm done. I rewrote the whole song. I was done, bro. It's like I said, Joe T has a way of sending me stuff when I need it. And I needed to get this song done because I kept getting asked every time I came back from the studio, did you do my song? You do my song? I'm like, no, I didn't, because it wasn't right. When I heard this beat, just play the song, man.
Never be in love again, it's just another heartache. Done with being married, let alone with trying to think, man, I give up, I'll just be single player from the him up. Lay a gang of women, now that ain't the Doja flavor. Nita told me that her homegirl think a nigga hella cute. She was thicker than a snicker, but that there alone won't do. I need a Paula in the kitchen and Michelle when we go out. Miss Jackson, if you nasty, Doja ain't afraid to shout. I need a lovely tenderoni, make a daddy feel proud. Hold my hand while we driving, know we walking downtown. Give me close on the mirror when she's headed off to work. Quick to call me on my bullshit when I'm acting like a jerk. A little rough around the edges, but she's educated plus. She makes sure I flex my lexicon and ain't afraid to cuss. It's just too much to be asking, am I dreaming about a myth? Found exactly what I'm looking for with just one click. Yeah, I found mine online. She my computer love. I found mine online. Yeah, she my computer love. Found mine online. From the first time that I heard your voice, I knew that this was right. Went from texting long messages to talking all night. Our first meeting was real special. Tell me ain't no dressing up. I had butterflies and anxious as I stepped out of my truck. We were sitting at the table on your step looking cute. One on makeup, but was sexy in that little sweatsuit. I was all up in my feelings, asking, would you be my girl? Who would guess that one question would change my whole world? Single mother with a son, single father with 2 daughters. Blended family like Kool-Aid mixed with sugar water. Few issues from the start, that just trying to throw salt. Promise nothing come between us, not a liar or cheater. We maneuver through the test, can't focus on the prize. Thank the Lord that you was patient, help me open up my eyes. I'll be lying if I said it wasn't love at first sight. After 6 months together, I had to make it my wife. Yeah, I found mine online. She my computer love. I found mine online. Yeah, she my computer love. You're my computer love. You're my computer love. I found mine online. You're my computer love. You're my computer love. I found mine online.
That's a you nasty dog, you. 6 months online. Look at you just talking about the sweatsuit, Mr. Doja.
You know, man.
Dude, those are some beautiful melodic. Well, man, well, if you don't mind, I want to say, yo, Joe, that's man, that's a nice beat. You know, let's see that. See, I think that deserves a gut punch. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You had my number way longer than you had Doja. Way longer than you had Doja number. Way longer than you had Doja number. I mean, you could have, you know. I'm sorry, this ain't about me. My bad.
You know.
So, what motivated you to, like make that bomb? I mean, make that track.
Like I said, just I wrote a song about my brother because it was near and dear to my heart. I love my wife to death, and the story that I loved telling the story about how we met, and ironically just ended up telling that story yesterday to somebody else. So it's just funny to me because I'm not really the type of dude to fall in love quick like that. You know what I'm saying? It take me a minute. I want to get to know you, see what you're about or whatever, but it's just something about her voice, something about just her in general. She's a teacher, so Doja love the kids. So it was just everything about her, dude. Everything about that whole situation was perfect and right, and it takes work to get to where we are. But I wouldn't want it no other way, bro. So I just had to let it be known. So ain't no question about if Mr. Doja singing. He ain't. You know what I'm saying? It's a song too. So.
Well, it's a dope song, man. I mean, it's really good. It's beautiful, man, and it's good to hear a hip hopper who can like talk about love and make it sound smooth, And that beat, you man, hey Joe, I like how you, how you did that. I mean, it was a very melodic type, like track, boom, 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 and holding the organ, what, like what was, and what about that made you say, yeah, Doja?
I mean, I like a slow jam for a while, but like a lot of things that I send him, I just want to see what he could do with it. I knew he wasn't going to be, I knew he wasn't going to be Keith Sweat singing over it, but,
I did a little.
Other than that, at the end, yeah. And that was a complete shock to us in the studio. When he started doing that, we were kind of giggling.
Wow. I mean, but it sounded good though. I mean, like, what? I mean, when I first heard it, I was like, whoa, wait, excuse me?
Yeah.
You know, yeah, that's a sweet song, man. You know, and the ladies gonna love that. You know, so you know, I appreciate you for making the song. You know, that makes it a little bit easier for the men, and you know, and then also making the song that's true, that actually, you know, that is respectful, excuse me, and respectable in relationships.
It's possible because you know, remember, I've been with my wife almost 20 years, and we met online.
Y'all met online. That's right. Wow.
There's a whole lot of us out there, man. You'd be surprised. A lot of people don't want to talk about it because it's taboo.
Right.
You know, you meet a whole lot of crazy folk online before you find that one. And
Yep.
You know, so. Hey. And the fun fact about the whole singing thing in the 90s, I was an R&B group. So.
Oh, it gets deeper. Okay.
So.
What's the name of the group?
It was called Mo Flavor. This was in 95, 96, yeah.
How many and what position did you sing?
I don't know. We were just harmonizing, bro. I have no idea because my voice has changed so much over the years. I don't remember. But the reason why we even came together because they were already a duo and they needed somebody to rap on one of their tracks.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So I came in as a rapper first, and then they had this other song that they had or whatever, and I started singing along to the song once I learned the lyrics, and then it was like, you sing too? It's like, yeah. So
okay. Wow. That's a good story, man. All right.
I ain't new to this, man. I've been doing music a long time, man.
The plot just got thicker with the singing. Okay. All right. Okay. Well. What's next, Doja? What's next?
Well, the next one is a story about an ordeal I had back in 2017. I had a stroke. I'm not paralyzed anymore. You know, I'm good. I can, you know, flex my muscle or whatnot. But it was a traumatic ordeal. So this song just is a story about that situation itself. And to bring awareness to it, you know, because you know, it happens to everybody, but it seems to happen with our people more so than anybody else. It was because of high blood pressure, which is, you know, real running rampant through the Black community. So I just, you know, using my platform to bring awareness to it and just tell my story.
Gotcha. All right. Here we go.
And again, Joe T sent me this beat, and I swear, when I first heard the beat, I knew exactly what I was gonna do with it.
Okay then.
And I just started writing. And then this is what you got.
All right. Okay. Well then, let's let the classic roll.
That day, just another day. Pray soon as I woke, who the guess I'll be the victim of a paralyzing stroke. Up at 5:20 just to start my day today. On this morning, things was different, feeling some kind of way. Got my coffee, got my daughter ready, headed out the door. Things seemed a little icky, just a headache, yeah, for sure. So I'm off to the babysitter. Vivi is the mom. As I'm leaving, she was asking, was there something going on? I just shrugged my shoulders, told her it was just a lack of sleep. Put the pedal to the metal, there was something wrong with me. At the job, I was woozy, trying to keep from falling down. Told my boss I'm off the urgent care to see what's going down. Grab my keys, called the business, let her know I'm feeling bad. Tried to open up my car, gave it everything I had. Switched over to the right, left you must have called it quits. As I'm driving, told the business on my left, ain't feeling shit. Parked the car, slid the ER, told them less I wasn't woke. Took me back on the journey. Mr. Doja had a stroke. All that day, just another day. Pray soon as I woke. Who the guess I'll be the victim of a paralyzing stroke. On that day, just another day. Pray soon as I woke, who the guess I'll be the victim of a paralyzing stroke. Check my my blood pressure higher than the bone from teaching dog. Nurse and doctors running frantic, cold blue on the calm. I was cool until the missus came and looking hella shook. Gave me IV after IV, turned my head, I couldn't look. Took the missus to the other room and tell what's going down. I can hear her crying, heard her keys and Sally hit the ground. I was tripping, saw the doctor, but the missus wasn't there. They took samples, then they stripped me down to my derriere. Neurosurgeon told me eventually I would be just fine. Couldn't look me in my eyes, so I knew that he was lying. Heavy medicated, plus they told me therapy's a must. Tried to walk a couple steps, I couldn't damn start to cuss. Had a walker in the hospital with nurses on my side. I was thankful I had made it. I heard other folks had died. I was paralyzed on the left side, still I'm blessed. Could have ended up in the morgue on the slab, laid to rest. On that day, just another day. Pray soon as I walk, go to guess I'll be the victim of a paralyzing stroke. On that day, just another day. Pray soon as I walk, go to guess I'll be the victim of a paralyzing stroke. Hit me home with a walking cane, man, that was a pain. Thank the Lord, my face ain't crooked and I still can say my name. I had trouble trying to focus and my balance was a mess. Had to learn to walk and couldn't hold my baby to my chest. Really nice, instead of crying how this happened to a G. Then I thank the Lord, cause this was just another test for me. I had a handful of my circle come to see if I was good. Others calling, I know they could come and see me if they could. Mom and Pops was out to heaven when the missus was at work. And my brothers Jay and Papa kept me laughing through the hurt. Disability and therapy was so my day-to-day. Took a couple months of grinding and a lot of prayers prayed. Now I'm back on my bully, not 100% fully. But with time and God's grace, there's a smile on my face. On that day, just another day. Praise the Lord, I woke. Never thought I'd be the victim of a paralyzing stroke. On that day, just another day. Praise the Lord, I woke. Could have guessed I'd be the victim of a paralyzing stroke. On that day, just another day. Pray soon as I woke, could have guessed I'd be the victim of a paralyzing stroke.
Like I said, as soon as I heard that beat, I knew exactly where I was going with it.
Wow.
Now you see how simple the book is. It's a story, man. It's just explaining everything that went on.
That is an amazing, man, dude. First, I got to give you, look, your storytelling skills. My goodness. I'm like, excuse me. I mean, and I was there. And I mean, you definitely raised awareness. And I mean, wow, just, my goodness. No, you know what? I think, well, I was about to give what I feel like if I was to say like what you sound like to me, like if I was to characterize your sound. You know, but like, how would you describe your style or characterize your style?
I really can't even put it in a bubble because it changes so often depending on where the beat leads me. And, you know, that's like you said, the album. I don't know. It depends on how the beat make me feel. Like I said, I write based on how I feel when I hear a beat. Even though I can just write a song or whatever, and you know, match it to a beat, but that process takes too long. You know what I'm saying? When I have a beat, it puts me in a certain headspace. You know, it's just like I'm not even thinking. I'm thinking, but I'm not thinking. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'll kind of black out and get into a zone and then just start. And then whatever comes out, comes out.
It just, you know, listening to this song, you know, you know, they want to say something about the beat, Joe. That's fine. But it got me just listening to this song just makes me think about crazy comparison, like Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt, and it was like he lived his whole life to give us what I think is a natural hip hop classic, you know, and that's what I feel like I'm listening to. Like I feel, you know, it's like you've lived not to make this album, but you've lived to give us this album. To tell us that story as vivid as you did, that's an amazing you know, storytelling. So I appreciate your courage. I definitely would say I would put courage in the way I would describe your style because you definitely is sharing. You know, Joe T. You know, once again, you know, our friendship has just took another notch slower, another notch slower. Yeah, brother. Well, what were you thinking, you know, by not sending me that? I mean, when you were making that track, yeah. What were you thinking?
I was just trying to make it sound as different as possible. That's what I do with a lot of my beats. I try to make it sound as you know. I'm a different person. You know, I'm not like most people, and so I try to make the music that I make sound as unique and like me as possible. When you hear one of my beats, I want you to be able to pick it and say, "Hey, yo, that's your TB." So that's, you know, that's what it was with that one.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, mission accomplished. Mission accomplished. All right. What's this next one? Should I just play or?
Oh, what is the next one? Oh,
OMG.
oh yeah, no, this is the
OMG.
title track. You can just play that one. Title track.
Okay, here we go. Just play that one. Here we are. OMG, y'all.
On my grind all the time, ain't no quitters in my bloodline. Learned it from my daddy, hustle hard and don't get at me. Don't come in and try to at me, yo, we finna blow the spot. Easy branches on the mission, keep you rising to the top. On my grind all the time, ain't no quitters in my bloodline. I learned it from my daddy. Don't get at me, don't come in and try to at me, yo, we finna blow the spot. Easy branches on the mission, keep it rising to the top. Gotta keep my mind on my focus, on my grind, on my mama, I'ma shine. Inspiration for this line, being broke a long time, need that video for sure. Daddy told me don't be blinded, staying focused on a whole lot of drama and unnecessary, dealing with the 50s. End up missing in my city, doing business with the 50s. And remember that a snitch, get a stitching up profession. Staying focused on my grind, pay attention to the lesson. If I'm up, then I'm working, ain't no sleeping, ain't no naps. Competition, wish me slipping on a mission for my cash. And these chickens think they slick, shaking booty for a bag. They not knowing that I'm grinding, cooking less about their ass. Over hustle, making moves, keep on running, never slip. Get it started like a hammer, cause I'm too legit to quit. Mr. Doja about that paper, and I hate a waste of time. Keep my family on their greasy, cause I'm focused on my grind all the time. Ain't no quitters in my bloodline. Learned it from my daddy, hustle hard, don't get at me. Don't come in or try to at me, yo, we finna blow the spot. Easy branches on a mission, keep it rising to the top. On my grind all the time, ain't no quitters in my bloodline. Learned it from my daddy, hustle hard, don't get at me. Don't come in or try to at me, yo, we finna blow the spot. Easy branches on a mission, keep it rising to the top. If I don't hustle, I don't eat. Get my family on the street. If I lose my hands and feet, use my head to make a dollar. Ain't no quitters in my bloodline. Everybody grind. Do your 40 if you wanna. Ain't no clocking in on mine. I'm a boss because I said so. Speaking to the world, ain't no faith without the work behind it. Wife and kids, that's why I'm grinding. Caddy, put my mom inside it. Daddy, get the vet. Start a business for my family and property invest. It don't matter what the grind is. Gotta put in work. Keep it legal. Ain't no fair time. No more doing dirt. Circle small because it's necessary. Keep them looking dumb. You was fake before I made it. Everybody ain't gonna come. Just the truth that kept me focused and supported to the stone. I became the older brother when my brother traveled home. If you sit and take a listen to this message, bottom line, gotta keep it pushing while I'm focused on my grind. On my grind all the time. Ain't no quitters in my bloodline. Learned it from my daddy. Hustle hard. Don't get at me. Don't come in or try to at me. Yo, we finna blow the spot. Easy branches on the mission. Keep it rising to the top. On my grind all the time. Ain't no quitters in my bloodline. Learned it from my daddy. Hustle hard. Don't get at me. Don't come in or try to at me. Yo, we finna blow the spot. Easy branches on the mission. Keep it rising to the top. I'm on my grind all the time. I'm on my grind all the time. Stay on my grind all the time. I'm on my grind all the time. Ain't no quitters in my bloodline.
Yeah, now that joint right there.
Favorite song.
That's
See what that's the title track. OMG, my G. Oh.
the whole part about it is that song was written for another producer, a whole nother track. It was slower. It was just a whole different song. Well, I mean, the lyrics were exactly the same, but the song was a different feel to it. And then I heard this beat right here, and I was like, same situation, man. I'm sitting there, it's like I feel this beat making me feel the type of way, but I'm like, I couldn't write the words to it. And then light bulb popped on. I grabbed them lyrics and spit it to it, and it was a rap.
Brother, the bars are dope. My favorite line, if I lose my hands and my feet, use my head to get yo, are you Moses? You know, is your Abraham? I mean, this man is dropping wisdom. I mean, David, King?
Like I said, man, if it ain't nothing gonna stop me from taking care of my family, taking care of me and mine.
Exactly.
So, on both of my hands and both of my feet, just put a headset on me and sit me in front of a monitor, and I can make some money. It ain't stopping nothing.
You know,
that's grown man stuff. That's grown man stuff. Joe T, all I got to say to you is our friendship is over. I don't want to talk to you no more.
It took us a while to get here.
You're right. It took us a while. It took us over 20 years, you know, so lose my number because, well, no. You keep my number. I'm going to lose yours, but you keep mine because I'll probably reach back. Man, that beat, bruh.
Yep.
Good job, man.
Thank you.
Oh.
That's man. That's one man. That's the best Joe T beat I done heard. This one. I still got the rest of the album to keep listening. Jeez, bro, that was hot.
I told you, man, Joe T.
Man, let me just go to the next song because I'm a little jealous.
All right, so the next song is my homage to Kid and Play. One of my favorite comedies is House Party, so I made my own
all-time
version of, telling my story that if I was to throw a house party, this is how I would go down with my old ass. So
okay, here we go.
Give me room to do my thing, party at my spot. It go down in about an hour, 10 o'clock is when it start. Got that brown, I got that greenery, clear like for that scenery. It's gonna take the man to me to keep my hands off Hillary. She got on that see-through, he told me that she would come. Should've kept it off my IG, he told me that was dumb. Anyway, we turned up music, turned up neighbors ain't gon' trip. I invited everybody, so the situation lit. Man, I slipped up and forgot to call the chick across the street. Is she salty? Now she cool. I'll send her edibles next week. But I guess not. She didn't call the cops. She'll turn the music down. Knock on my front door, sweating. Think the cops gon' shut us down. They was cool. Though wasn't tripping off and for some drink. They was sipping on that rim and taking puffs of stank. We was partying for hours, shaking hella booty cheeks. Ain't no problem, but my spot is smelling heavily. We cracked the window, let the wind blow. Use a whole can of Febreze. They ate all the chips and dips and left the Frito Lays for me. I ain't tripping, that's the way that things go at a jammy jam. I'm just happy to be partying here with neighbors in my fam. Give me room to do my two-step, do my two-step, do my dance. Give me room to do my two-step, do my dance. Give me room to do my two-step, do my two-step, do my dance. Give me room to do my two-step, do my dance. Yeah, I'm older than you youngest, but I still can break it down. If I get too low, can someone come and get me off the ground? Give me room to do my two-step, do my two-step, do my dance. Give me room to do my two-step, do my dance. Give me room to do my two-step, cause the party about to end. Chillin', evil, drunk as ever. Karaoke voice the man. I can't even clown him. I was up there trying to be the perk. Only problem is my voice ain't even drunk enough to work. People need to call up, but never let them drink and drive. Designated driver higher than a river in the sky. And the coppers can't leave either. If they do, it won't be cool. Got to get the smell of booty, weed, and liquor out they blues. Clean the kitchen, clean the bathroom, clean the liquor room. And then if my wife find about the jam it all again. Get the table out the pool, get the chairs out of the tree. Got the cushions of my couch smelling like they'll be the cheese. Tell the DJ turn it up. I need some music for my soul. Put on everlasting bass. Damn, I knew my ass was so. Do my two-step, get it cracking, cabbage patch and Humpty Dance. Only thing that I was missing was some boogie woogie pants. It was on up in that function, then I happened on the scene. Shorty popping it with poison on the booty of her jeans. We got busy, we got crazy. There was evidence of fun in the morning making waffles. That's a wrap, the jam is done. Give me room to do my two-step, do my two-step, do my dance. Give me room to do my two-step, do my dance. Give me room to do my two-step, do my two-step, do my dance. Give me room to do my two-step, do my dance. Yeah, I'm older than you youngest, but I still can break it down. If I get to know that someone come and get me off the ground. Give me room to do my two-step, do my two-step, do my dance. Give me room to do my two-step, do my dance. Watch out now, here I go. Step.
So yeah, that song was fun to do. And again, this is another damn song where Joe T had 16 bars at the beginning of the goddamn song. 8 of them off of it, still long.
Yeah, it was more than that. It was like, I think the total intro before everything finally kicked in for real was like something like 32. But I had to chop.
That song was 6 minutes long. That beat was 6 minutes long when he sent it to me.
Yep. That was one. That, again, that's an older beat. I mean, I think I did that one late fall of 16.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's old. Mm-hmm.
But you see what I did with it though. You see how I even, with the little change in my voice, trying to make myself sound older.
Absolutely.
That's the purpose of it. So that beat right there was, so as soon as I heard it, I was like, yeah, this is some old house party ass. You know what I'm saying? It's about to be a party. And again, when I started writing it, dude, all the stuff I just started writing, and I was busting up laughing the whole time because it was just a good time, man.
It was.
Wow.
That was a good time.
Yeah, we had fun that day.
Yeah, I mean, I felt it, man. I felt like I was in a house party movie, man. I mean, I felt like I was literally sitting there watching something wild go down. Man, I mean, that, and the flow is it, man. Yeah, okay, that's my next favorite song. I mean, that is dope. And I mean, Joe T, the beat, man. Wow, you made that in 2016. I mean, we had known each other 2 decades by then. Wow, boy, I mean, this friendship is over. Wow, it's over. I mean, you heard each other 2 decades by then, Joe T. Wow.
You actually heard that beat, Rashawn. You just can't remember. You just forgot.
Oh, man, because we're recording, I don't like being proven wrong, so we're going to go on to the next thing. All right.
I'm just saying.
I walked right into that one. I walked right into that one. Okay. Thanks, Joe. Just embarrassed me on the channel. All right. Okay. We're going to go to the next song. I picked my face up off the floor. I picked my face up off the floor. All right. Man, that's classic lyrics, bro. Classic. Thank you. Thank you for taking us on that journey.
Yes.
Man. The next one is Cold World. Again, I can't thank this man enough, but Moto blessed me with the opportunity to make this song. It was a different variance of it. The original song was real misogynistic and pimperish, if that's a word. And again, being where I am in my life and the way that I view things and my take on life and the fact that you hear a lot of songs with women talking about men, how we ain't shit, we ain't this, if we can't do this for them, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, we cheaters and stuff. But as y'all know, black men don't cheat. But we cheat. But this is just my take on flipping the script on females being aggressors, them being the ones that's after the men, and they having an alternative motive to get what they want out of a situation or to get revenge or what have you. This is cold world, man. It's a cold world.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get to the story, my brother.
Doing business with his homie. He always brought his girl through. Sexy than a motherfucker. What a nigga supposed to do. Didn't want to think about it like them girls in them sex flicks. But every time I looked at her, she always licked her lips. Didn't let it interfere with the money we was making till he had her bring a package over. Dolo big mistake. She had all the weapons needed just to get me out my goods. I couldn't help it. Then she felt that I was packing heavy wood. Led me back to the hideaway, rubbing on my chest. Then she pushed me on the hideaway. Microphone check. Heavy sweating, screaming, biting, touching places meant for him. I gave a workout, then a membership to Doja's Golden Gym. Then we looked at each other thinking, what about Mac? But that thought was gone once she let me hit it from the back. Now I know you're thinking, damn, Doja, you's a cold dude. But she told me that her nigga fucking my girl too. It's a cold world. You can trust it if you wanna. It's a cold world. All she got on her mind is stacking money, getting rich. You think she gives two shits if he got babies with that chick? If she wanna let him hit, what you think they really talking about? She gave him some head, little ass, and was out to the next one. Sexist, student loans paid. She got hustle in her body, that's a few bills paid. Not to mention the attention when she walks through the door. A couple times at that dude in the stove. So she slides to the left, cause the one on her right peeping it. Kissing and winking, she thinks this nigga's really into it. Giving him signs and slipped her number on the low. He won't tell if she won't tell, so his girl will never know. About their late night creeping in the sheets, bed squeaking. You get chicken 5 days, she getting lobster every weekend. It's a cold world creeping, keeping secrets on the hush. You don't ain't nobody want him, now you're crushed. Cold world. It's a cold world. You can trust it if you wanna. It's a cold world. You can trust her if you wanna. If he's ballin', she's a goner. It's a cold world. Said she never cheat, but now she's giving him them cheeks. It's a cold world.
It's a cold world. Yes, sir.
I gotta hit that one more time. I just say hit that one more time. Bro,
What?
that was a trip. Okay. That was a trip. I mean, first I got to give it to you, Joe. I mean, as I was listening, that sounded like a marimba, boom, boom, boom. I mean, that was such a beautiful. Okay, got okay.
Yeah.
So like just beautiful. And then those are you just rolled that, man. But that takes nerve, courage to share, to share that kind of story because you don't hear that, like we don't hear that side of it.
Hey, man, story wasn't my story. It was somebody else's story. I just told it for him. You feel me? So.
All right now.
I ain't gonna put my man on blast, but
Well, I definitely appreciate you sharing that, because I've heard people, going through that and then just to hear the emotion that comes with it, like it's it's tough. I mean, it makes me also just reflect as a human, how important it is, to be honest. So thank you. That is good and on time. Yeah, it's a cold world. And I'll be honest, even though it wasn't anything like it, but it made me think about the Jizzle a little bit, like Cold World. Just the way, I mean, you know, you kept the vibe of dark. You know what I'm saying? And you know, cold world, like, and then your voice doing that. It was very, you know, eerie.
And that's again, the purpose of that song is to make you think. If people can get past the cussing and actually listen to the story itself, you know, cats go through this stuff all the time and stuff, but they the ones that get caught up, and they're the ones that got pressed and put in a situation. You know what I'm saying? But you know, men are never the victims. It's always the women that's the victim. So, you know.
I definitely appreciate you, you know, sharing this, man. That was dope, man. Shooting, and then you done put it near the end. I mean, God dog, you hit with something up before. Woo! All right, well, thank you.
It was originally supposed to be like the 4th song on the album, but it didn't flow right. So it said,
okay.
you pay attention to the way that the songs go. It's a timeline with everything. Everything has a timeline.
Gotcha. Okay, gotcha. Okay, all right. Then.
So now that we, you know, coming towards the end of the album, it's more. So we got to the, you know what I'm saying, we got through the meat. Now we get into, you know, the ending of it or whatever. So I just hit you with the Cold World. So next we're gonna hit you with that Hot Fire. You know,
Hot Fire.
Now we
Yes, sir.
We got problems now.
We got problems. Okay, sounds like me and Joe T gonna have some problems.
Oh yeah, y'all gonna y'all might as well just pictures y'all got of each other from y'all childhood is going to burn them.
I can't believe this. Here we go, Joe T. We're about to find out. He's gonna wave his hands up like this. Oh.
Joe, you a fool for this one?
Yeah, Joe, you a fool for this one.
Joe got that photo. Check me out. Hip hop is in my blood. Jill told me I'm the dopest. Spitting lyrics like I'm breathing to the practice. I just know this. No room for haters saying that I should retire. Don't be steady on that dollar. Don't be spit that hot fire. Make room for this kind of boy eating competition. Be the best. Ain't no giving in. That's my only mission. You can test. Feeling froggy, baby jump, baby jump. Got them goons with them choppers and they dump, baby dump. Ain't no punk and I'm smart enough to stay away from dumb shit. Make a better situation for the ones I run with. Cars ain't a factor. Let the Uber do the duty. Pull up to the studio. Pocket Joe is chilling, watching movies. But it's cool cause we eating in the family on flame. Homie said I never make it. I forget the haters name. Steady busy on my Chrissy. Can't nobody tell me shit. Man, they taught me how to do this over him. Don't know what that blow to only spit that hot fire. It's that real hip hop, case you thought I was a liar. Don't know what that blow to only spit that hot fire. On the Texas West Bend, alright, that's a bet. Don't know what that blow to only spit that hot fire. Making room for this goals and it jumps to they tone. Don't know what that blow to only spit that hot fire. I'm the best from the West, loading dogs from the chest. Tattoos is a bullet wounds, got a record deal. Talking big about your phone, but can't even buy a meal on your mama's couch. Waiting on your ghost rider, but I hope that shit is fire or your ass is getting fired. Getting tired of these fine ass, wanna be hard ass. Mumble rapping auto tunes, dressing like they Looney Tunes. Doja ain't your average, I'm a motherfucking beast. Whether jeans or some khakis, there's a motherfucking crease. Golf hat or fitted, either way I'm coming with it. If it's fire, then I spit it. If you smell it, then I shit it. Ain't afraid to just admit it. If it's funky, then it's me. Keep it gangster like the pound or that OG iced tea. With the left coast, the west coast is the best coast. East side, Linwood City, ain't nobody fucking with me. If you want it, come and get me. See the Ave School Street, got their goons with them heat, making beat for the beats. Don't know what that blow to only spit that hot fire. Make room for this goons and then jumps to they tone. Don't know what that blow to only spit that hot fire. I'm the best from the West, looting dogs from the chest. Don't know what that blow to only spit that hot fire. On the Texas West Bend, it's a bet. Don't know what that blow to only spit that hot fire. It's the real hip hop, in case you thought I was a liar. Don't know what that blow to only spit that hot fire. Spit that hot fire. Spit that hot fire. Don't know what that blow to only spit that hot fire. this goon sending chumps to their tone. The test is West bet. Alright, that's a bet. I'm the best from the West, throw them dogs from the chest. It's that real hip hop, in case you thought I was a liar. It's that real hip hop, in case you thought I was a liar. It's that real hip hop, in case you thought I was a liar.
So yeah, blame Joe.
What you said. Hot. Right.
Hey, that was one of my favorite beats too. I sat on that one for the longest. I'm not gonna lie.
I appreciate you getting up off your ass and let me have that though.
Yeah, I don't. I don't. Wow.
I appreciate the good job you did with it.
Yeah, don't act like you ain't hear me. Don't act like you ain't hear me.
I'm sorry, huh?
Hey.
What? Huh?
You know what, Josie? You can be gone, actually. You can be gone, even virtually, okay? Even virtually. Right?
Oh, I could be out, huh?
You can be out. You can be out. Just like back in the day, you can be out. Man, that's fine, man. No, man, dude, I'm proud of you, man. Your skill is just like, just like rocketing, man. So I mean, I appreciate you still rocking with the branch, man, because it's just making us look good. To have amazing musicianship coming, like this, and y'all representing the West Coast, the best coast, beautifully. So I just want to say thank you, man. And that song just does it, man. And then the lyrics are just, they just out fire. It's nothing to say. It's nothing to say. It was just amazing work, man. Thank you, man. You got me feeling like I'm listening to Rakim. You just flowing, bro.
I mean, really.
Wow. I don't want to say I didn't expect this, because it's not like I'm surprised, but it's a perfect match, man. Y'all did y'all work, man. Thank y'all.
Now, this song right here, man, was one that I was kind of impatient on getting it recorded and kind of tried to rush to the studio to get it done because I knew it had to be done because I knew it was going to be hot fire. I was tooting my own horn on this shit. I was like, this shit right here is fire, bro. I can't.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And, but yeah, man, the opportunity that you blessed me with, Doc, man, you made what's going on right now in this album possible, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you linking me up with Joe. He's like a brother to me now, man, and it's just the conversations we have outside of music, getting to know him better. Now I understand why he is the man he is, when it comes to making these beats. You know what I'm saying? Just like I got a passion for my lyrics, he got a passion for making beats, and you put two passionate people together, this is what you get. So, and if it's something on a beat that I hear, I'm like, okay, I can deal with this, and I hit him up, be like, hey, can you change this and the other? He was like, yeah, no problem. Change it up, send it back to me, and so even on music that I've done on his projects and stuff, the same situation or whatever and stuff. If he wanted me to do 18 instead of 16 or whatever, or just an 8 and then leave it short or whatever and stuff, I have no problem doing that. That's the rapport we have, the relationship we have, which I appreciate. So, I thank you, Doc, for giving me an opportunity, and I thank you, Joe, for blessing me with what you blessed me with, man. So if it wasn't for y'all, it wouldn't be no Mista Doesha right now, plain and simple.
Appreciate it.
So thank you, man.
I thank the both of y'all for just choosing my music, because y'all could have went any place else. And I mean, Rashad, at the time that I first started sending him beats, he was already working with a couple other folks, and he could have just gave me a generic, oh, that's nice. Like, okay, that's nice. Now run along and do that in the corner somewhere. I mean, but he didn't do that. He actively encouraged me to, hey. And this was back when he was still finishing up his polymeric project. So there was a huge gap in time where he couldn't do anything with my music because he was still finishing that up. But at the same time, he didn't discourage me either. He was like, let me see what else you got. You know, keep doing this, keep doing that. So, you know, the beat for Get Me Wrong, I did that one during that time period.
Mm.
And when did the album come out, Rashad?
Well, Professor Prismatic came out 2018.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, because Space Jazz came out before Professor Prismatic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So people got to hear Joe T's music first in 2017, and then my album dropped. And then his second record dropped, which like really shocked a lot of people. So yeah, so it's, yeah, you know, I mean, you know, but your sound keeps changing, which I think is dope. But you, I mean, you really, I appreciate, you know, getting the stamp from Doja that you really, you know, like the West Coast, you know what I'm saying? You know, being from a different place, but really being able to harness that, you know, like that vibe and putting it on this record, man. It's classic, man. It's classic. You know,
Oh, very much so. And hooking us up, that was the best thing you did. And I appreciate the opportunity you gave me, and I appreciate, you know, hooking up, you know, me with Mista Doesha, because, man, every time we hit the studio, we have fun. It's never worked. It's never worked.
Oh,
I mean, it's always fun. It's always fun. So, you know, and just getting to know him as a person.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, like, you know, just to reiterate what he said. I mean, hey, that's my brother now. That's family now. So, you know, it's uphill from him. Not uphill, but I mean, we taking it higher from him.
Okay.
You just wait. You wait to hear. Y'all just wait to hear what else I got cooking up.
Oh, excuse me. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right.
Y'all just wait.
Yeah. It's talking tough. All right, then. Okay. Well, we're gonna see. Well, let's see. Since we hitting here at the end, Doja will hit this one. I mean, I know it's a classic that was on the classic that I really think it is. It's a collector's item, the Dangerous album, and I'm glad that you felt, that you urged to, you know, put it on this record too, because that just shows how much of a dope record it is. So we're just going into it, or say anything?
Well, I just want to explain the reason why it's even on the album is because, again, the opportunity to get my voice out there, the opportunity to have my own song on, you know, the Crew project. The song is near and dear to my heart. Unfortunately, it wasn't produced by Joe. It was produced by DJ Green. But you know what I'm saying? It's important for everybody to see everything that I've been doing since I got with the Easley branch. And All the Smoke was, you know, I mean, Old Heads was their first taste of me. But I think for a wider audience, All the Smoke was a broader picture of me and my contributions to the label. So that's why I wanted to make sure it was on the album.
Okay. All right. Thank you. And here we go.
What the business is, youngin' like the who protect your neck. Mumble rappers only know is keep it quiet on the set. All you suckers better run. You can't see I'm the MC. Keep it hood, it's O.M.G. on PSK, O-Head O.G. Ain't nobody passing me. Y'all niggas better check your guts. Raw as Kano, set it off or anything but bust a bust. Listen to my native lingo, representing from the left. Say that drama for your mama, Mista Doesha, type it down. Fitting denim as I hit them in the chest with double logs. Wanna test this Western veteran when your treatment is a fraud. Keep it G-A-N-G starting out to mean the fucking thing. Got your chopper, but your nuts is only hanging by a string. Who want problems? I want problems. Come and give me all the smoke. twice the age of all you mumblers who learned you how to smoke. Get your issue when you twist it like a Sunday in the West. Jesus Christ don't need a bus ahead of suckers trying to do all the smoke, 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 you want all the smoke, all the smoke, all the smoke, all the smoke, all the smoke. All the smoke, all the smoke, all the smoke, you want all the smoke, 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 you want all the smoke, 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 you want all the smoke. I ain't just a every rookie in the game, just some suckers out here doing nickel money in the chain. You ain't rapping for the culture, use a cancer to the shit. And it's my responsibility to cut you out this bitch. Then watch me as I take apart these little wannabes. Do it live on shady radio or ghetto play TV. I'm exposing every fraud from every city, everything. Come and test me and I break it from my shoulders to your chest. Not promoting violence, but that's all you youngsters understand. Quick to pull a trigger, but afraid to chuck 'em like a man. Daddy taught me to swear up against a nigga with it all. Get your murder case, got issues with authority. You gonna pull your gun because you should. Kill that man because you scared. How it go, you live and find a gun, your ass will end up dead. Youngsters quick to spend $1 million for a joke. I care less about your feelings, nigga. I will know. We want all the smoke, 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 all the smoke. We want all the smoke, 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 all the smoke. We want all the smoke, 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 all the smoke. We want all the smoke, 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 all the smoke. We want all the smoke.
Yeah. I love how he does this, let this thing ride out.
Yeah, man.
Solid. That's a solid album there, sir.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate it.
All the smoke
Very
is
solid.
amazing. You know what? But I gotta admit, it gives it a different feel being on this album than it did on on Dean's List. It's like it's weird coming at the end of your record like this. It's like it gives the stamp like this is my lane. You know, I dare you to try to come into it. You know, I feel like on the Dean's List when you finished the album off the way you did, it was just like I'm here. You know, and I want this, but it gives a different feeling on the album. So I really like hearing it here, man. You know, so thanks for doing that. Thank you for.
Yeah, it's a funny part about it. Every time I listen to the album and that song ends, I expect to hear Legacy after it.
But see, that's why. See, for me, the way you did this is going to shift the way that I'm seeing it or hearing it. I mean, you know, like to where it's like now I'm going to expect to hear something else. You know, just because it's like it belongs on this album. So this is good work, man. Good work. Good work.
Thank you, man.
Shall we play the outro or not? You know, because it's, you know.
Oh no, we need that outro. Joe ain't heard it yet.
No, I sure ain't.
Okay. Okay, well, here's the outro.
Cool.
Made it to the outro. Yeah. To your young cats sit down, to my old dog stand up. While I'm talking like that, cause I'm Alabama. To your young cats sit down, to my old dog stand up. Why he go hard like that, cause he California. O.M.G. Classic. This
the outro, the statement thesis. Used to do devil's work, now they're praising Jesus. Just a rapper of the golden age. Brand new book, now turn the page. You can watch what we say, this on my grind. O.M.G. This is the righteous rage. My tour guarantees no more censorship. Respect for characters from Linwood to Birmingham, no Catholic, Los Angeles. This is grown-up man, not for no big fans. Countrywide, real gangster, a one-man band. You've been through strokes and lost before he overstands. This the real king, not just a symbol. Mista Doesha, the closer, and a family member. I bring it back. To y'all young cats, sit down. To my old dog, stand up while we talking like that, cause we can't run line up. To y'all young cats, sit down. To my old dog, stand up. Why he go hard like that? Cause he can't love for you. Hey man, Friday, we made a classic. You know, our people are helping us do this. The ancestors. So you know what? Let's go ahead. Let's recognize it. R.I.P. to Jimmy, R.I.P. to Pam, rest in peace to Faith, rest in peace to Uncle Man, lay in rest to Ida, R.I.P. to Calvin, sleep for Uncle Harold, miss Uncle Sonny, laughing. Rest in peace. Y'all help us to do what we do.
That's it. Perfect way to end the album, man.
Solid. I love it. I love it,
man. Appreciate that.
Perfect way to end the album, man.
I appreciate you letting me put, like injure. I appreciate you letting me be the bookend, because the album didn't need anything, but I'm proud to, like just to, not that it needs it, but it just feels good to just be able to say, like that, like that my heart's on this, what I'm saying, that my stamp's on it, not just in logo, but in voice too, so they know like there's no way of separating that. So appreciate you, like you letting me do that. You the first. Well, no. I think you kind of second one, but the way you did this one, man, it just made me feel special. You the first one to ever do it like that, so I appreciate it.
But like I said, man, it's gotta pay respect, give respect to where respect is due, man.
Yep.
It wasn't complete to me without having you on it like that. You feel me? So.
Yes, sir. Well, I appreciate you, man, and I'm looking forward to getting my copy. I will be getting the OMG. It's my time. I am so proud, like to see the growth of Joe T, the producer, and I'm so proud to see, the complete artwork, of you, Mista Doesha, with Joe T, and it's a quick, shout out to DJ Green and Tia Sound Off, like for the bookends, and for the intro. And, man, I'm proud of you, man. I think this album's going to do some big things. Before we sign off, either one of y'all want to give a shout out to anybody?
Joe?
Oh, yeah. I mean, gotta give an extra shout out to Taylor Made Official. Check him out on my Instagram. That's a dope engineer. He did some real good work on this album with us. But yeah, Mr. Doge and Rashad East, appreciate y'all. Y'all do some good work. All of us do some fabulous work together. So I'm looking forward to the future.
Yes,
this is a dope album. This is an outstanding album.
Yes.
I'm proud to have had a hand in it.
I appreciate you, man. Like I said, it wouldn't be what it was without Joe T. I want to give us, again, of course, shout out to you guys, man, for the opportunity and the beats itself. Special shout out to my boy Moto House for opening the door back up for me to be in the game years back. Taylor, of course, DJ Green, Tia Sound Off, the whole Great Minds Alliance, man. You know, everybody's been real supportive and, you know, being pain, you know, they input and, you know, man, it's just a blessing, man. I'm happy to be here, man. Shout out to my wife, man, for being my biggest supporter. Feel me? So,
Yep.
yes, sir.
You know, I got I'm glad my wife ain't send a special shout out to my wife for not kicking me out yet.
I know that Talita has been like my definitely main supporter in all of this work and partner in this. And so she and I we just love hearing this great music, man. It's amazing. So, and I appreciate, you know, you, your families, and I think the world's really about to be shook, you know, and that's good, you know, because that means that there's a new chapter that's coming. So this is Shardy's the doc. Everybody, my brothers, Joe T, the producer, bringing to the world Mista Doesha, O.M.G, on my grind. It's my time, dropping May 30th. How can they get in touch with y'all?
Mista Doesha on everything. Yeah, MistaDoesha.com is my website, but Mista Doesha on all social media sites.
Yep, I'm Joe T Prod on Joe T the producer on Facebook, but on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, I'm Joe T Prod. So check me out. Check me out.
Oh, and check out the 2 videos we got too, man. Old Head and the Fast Lane video.
Oh yeah, for sure. Good work. Great work.
Yes, sir.
All right, this is Shardy's. Shardy's, y'all can find me Twitter, IG, Facebook for Shardeasley, ShardEasley.com. This is my family here, Mista Doesha, Joe T, the producer, signing off, Great Minds Alliance. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.